Hello guys, let me know if you can hear me. If there's anyone in this stream, I mean, there are people in this stream, so just let me know if you guys can hear me. And thank you for the likes that you guys just dropped. Yeah, so today this stream is going to be sort of a market scan. We're just going to be looking through the markets, see if there's anything worthwhile that we can get into. I'm heading into the New York Open today. And yeah, it's just going to be a pretty chill stream. Basically, just going to watch me, do what I do, and yeah, pretty chill. It's pretty chill. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to teach you guys a couple of things. Developments expected. Right, actually before I get into it, I'm just going to cover Bitcoin for a bit, because everyone's interested in Bitcoin, yeah? So, yeah, same thing. If you haven't already watched that stream that I made yesterday about Bitcoin, it's like the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes of the stream, I'm just talking about Bitcoin. So, check out that stream that I posted yesterday. There's a lot of value in that stream as well, so don't miss that. But yeah, everything's just going as planned. I would have hoped that this would have been the swing low and we would not be coming back down to target this, but as of the moment, it does appear that Bitcoin does want to target the liquidity that is at 37.3k, around that area. It's, ideally I would want it to bounce from here, but remember what I said yesterday about the liquidity perch and then the upwards movement. Currently you're still following that, so yeah, developing as planned. I did say that there was a possible move to 37k or 36k, but exactly what's happening right now. Moreover, I did mention yesterday, Friday's high, Friday's low. Clearly the low's been taken out. Clearly there was some kind of move back up, which proves that is liquidity taken out right there. But otherwise, Friday's low has been taken out. So heading into this week, I do expect an upwards move. And just to add on a little bit to some of the things that I mentioned yesterday, I want you to take a look at the the daily chart. It's actually looking pretty good, right? Remember what I said yesterday about the level 3 formation? That's level 1, that's level 2, level 3. You can argue that either one of these is the level 2 formation, right? Either one of these. And right now, this is the level 3. So it would make sense if after this, something like this happens and you go form a new all-time high. So yeah, currently things are going as developing, things are going as planned, and just give it a little bit of time. I can't exactly tell you like the exact level that's going to be the bottom for Bitcoin, but my guess would be 37.3, 37 would be very ideal locations, and at the lowest probably like 36.2-ish, but definitely between 37 and 36 would be my guess. But yeah, direction's established. This is the false move right here. We'll see if that comes through later. It is a pretty high accuracy sort of something that happens a lot in the every week by week basically. So we'll see how it plays out. I do think we're going up. I will definitely be calling along to the members of the private Discord group in a short bit. But for those of you watching the stream, of course, you're going to get access to that as well. So it's currently what I think of Bitcoin. I'm not sure if I should talk about, you know what, let's just talk about some other things as well. So earlier today, I actually need to open the picture from the private Discord. Give me a moment. I apologize for that sneeze. Now I'm opening up a link from that I sent to the private Discord. This is something called the CCI, and I use it much in the same way as you would use the OBV, but it's a pretty similar pattern if you take a look at this. You have this dump over here, you know, I highlighted it pretty clearly. You form a high, and then you come back down, then you're pretty much it's just a similar pattern right now. Does this indicate anything? Nope. Could this be confirmation bias? Absolutely, but there's just so many things that are adding up to this not being, you know, a bearish scenario, and that it's probably going to go up from here. You know, and of course, here comes like the most preposterous thing that you're going to hear out of AOC's mouth, which is, bam, I'm using the MACD. Look at this. It is the MACD. AOC, of all people, are using the MACD. Wow. But yes, MACD on the weekly chart, pretty clear indication that momentum could be reversing as well. Of course, I don't use indicators like as a lead my analysis, but it's just something else to add to, you know, the analysis that shows that, you know, there's no reason to panic. And then you bring up the MRC, of course, and we're pretty much at the bottom band. Forget the MRC. If you bring up, let's say, the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves, let's put it onto the logarithmic growth curves. You can see that we're finding support at, you know, the bottom of this logarithmic growth curve over there. Don't know if you guys can see it right there. We just found support there. And can you go, you know, can you go higher? Absolutely. So many indicators that are, you know, so many things that are adding up to this not being a bearish scenario. So yeah, short term, like today, short term, like the next few hours, short term, probably bearish, but otherwise, you know, it's going as planned, and there's really no reason to be worried about things. So that's going to be the Bitcoin update for today. I'm just going to go through Ethereum as well, because, like, you know, I really don't give Ethereum the love, as much love as it deserves. I don't really look at Ethereum much ever since I moved away from NFTs, but I'm gonna be getting back into NFTs soon, with a certain project that I'm probably not going to share it as of right now, but there's one project that I'm eyeing that's probably going to give like massive returns. Folks in the private group would have already known about this. So folks, if you are in the private group, anyone is watching this, go search up my channel, look for that NFT project I was mentioning. I really think that has very high potential to perform really well. Just a question, can anyone hear the music? Is there music playing in the background, or is it just my voice? Alright, that's good, because sometimes without music it gets a little bit boring when, you know, I'm not talking. So I'm just putting on some music for you guys. You guys are listening to lo-fi. I'm listening to some trance music on my headphones. I much prefer EDM music. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just marking out some key levels on the daily chart for Ethereum. Basically just levels that historically you've found some kind of rejection on, or like very heavily concentrated volume areas such as this. I would argue this is one of them as well, and this is one of them. And then if you move downwards, something like that. So that's like the key levels for Ethereum. Just on the daily chart, you know, the levels of importance. Just going to turn off this super trend for now. Now, does this look bearish? You could argue it looks more bearish than Bitcoin. Would I want to get involved in Ethereum? Maybe not right now, but it definitely looks worse than Bitcoin. And, you know, talking about Bitcoin, I would advise all of you guys to... I would advise a lot of you to get some exposure to Bitcoin. I know a lot of you here probably aren't interested in Bitcoin because, you know, what's the most that it can do? If you get a 2x on Bitcoin, that is like a 5x on altcoins. And I'm sure a lot of you think along that train of thought. But do remember that we are in sort of Bitcoin season right now. In fact, let me pull up the Bitcoin season indicator. Sorry, the altcoin season indicator. And check it out, right? It is not altcoin season. Alright, this is Bitcoin season. So yeah, you want to get a bit of exposure to Bitcoin. And if anything, you know, now is going to be a really good time to build altcoin, you know, positions, because you always build altcoin positions during Bitcoin seasons, and wabam, you know, becomes altcoin season and you reap the rewards. So Bitcoin dominance is not, you could argue this is a 3 drives pattern and it should be going down from here, which I would agree, but just remember you always want some exposure to Bitcoin during Bitcoin season. No, it might not interest a lot of you, but it's really, really important that you do. And let's take a look at how Total 2 is performing against Bitcoin. Pretty good. It's found support at a very key level, which means altcoins could be starting to reverse against Bitcoin, especially when you draw that trend line over there. You know, once you break above that, altcoins are going to absolutely take off. So you know, break above this level, alts are probably going to have some fun. Right, sorry about that. I was just typing a couple of things over to the old Discord. Can we trust high block Kingfisher liquidity data? I would say yes to a certain extent, but you have to apply this just like with many indicators, as well as, you know, I'm going to bring an example up. We can talk about footprint charts. So a footprint as well as heat map charts. Like, yes, it does work, and I did post a few heat map stuff lately, so it does work, but you cannot use this as a standalone sort of indicator. You want to use this with understanding of market maker concepts. So yeah, high block is, again, it's like it adds confluence to your theory. So yeah, I do think you can trust that data. I've personally seen high block used a lot. Actually, both of them, I've seen both of them used a lot. So yeah, you know, currently we're in Bitcoin season. Make sure you guys are building your altcoin positions, especially after what I have told you guys about many coins being in a really good position right now. And take a look at DeFi index, man. DeFi perp looks superb. I talk about this range high, range low sort of setup a lot. This is just classic, and like this support here is like key support, and you can see that liquidity has been taken out already. So I think right now, like in the next few hours would be a pretty good time, like the next few days probably would be a pretty good time to build some DeFi positions. Either go build DeFi, like individual DeFi positions, or like just go straight onto DeFi perp and just invest in the entire the entire bucket. I have to remember that I can't swear on YouTube, which is sad. If any of you guys have taken a look at the private streams, I do have a tendency to swear, but sadly I can't do that on here. I'll add a little bit on about DeFi positions in a bit, but just let me type out something. And I'll cover, what's the best coins to look at for DeFi as well. And we'll go look through a few coins as well, so stick around for that. If you're enjoying this stream so far though, you just drop a comment, DeFi. Yeah, type DeFi in the comment section. It's a small gesture, but really helps out the YouTube algorithm to push this video out, so much appreciated. Thank you for spamming DeFi, guys. Appreciate it. But you might not want to spam it too much. You might get flagged. Right, so I just typed something about DeFi. So my take on DeFi perp is get in somewhere between 5550. Honestly, right here would be a pretty good, like 5600 to 5550, around that range. So you get in somewhere about there. Short-term targets, definitely 8000. These three levels are short-term targets. You can expect those guys. You can expect those guys over there to get hit in like a month or two. Long-term target, I would expect the mid-range right here at 9600. And like really long-term, I'm talking about a few months, like 4, 5 months, 6 months. That's going to be the target right there. And just so you understand the situation with DeFi perp. If DeFi perp pumps all the way to 15,000 points, your individual DeFi, coins like Rune, CRV, Compound, Aave, stuff like that, they are going to be much exponentially higher than where they are right now. So It might not seem like much, like 3x pump on DeFi perp, but yeah, now it's going to be a pretty good time to get into DeFi. Just at key support, and those are like some TP targets that I just gave you guys. Of course, I say that next few, yeah, that's my take. Come back to this video in like 5 months and tell me if you guys make money. Of course, not financial advice. You're going to have to want to manage risk, and you're going to want to set a stop somewhere. We could go hunt out a liquidity over here as well though, at 51,100, like 5,100. There's just like equal lows over there, which is not a good sign. I mean, you can argue that liquidity has been purged already. Yeah, liquidity, you could argue that it's been purged. So yeah, you set a stop at 5,100 and manage your risk, but this should play out. And this is on FTX, by the way. I don't really have a FTX affiliate link, but you guys could absolutely do this with buying individual just buying individual DeFi coins. I'm going to give you guys like my recommendations on the best DeFi coins to buy. The first of which is going to be Rune. Rune is oftentimes one of the best performers of DeFi. At least it is not as how do I put this, boring as other DeFi coins. Like, you get pretty volatile moves. In fact, fun fact, if any of you are algo traders, anybody who uses bots to trade or is testing a strategy, Rune is actually one of the best coins out there to test your strategy on, because it's very volatile. You get big moves out of Rune, and it tends to work very, very well with algo trading and bots. Like, you just set a strategy and they do their thing. So Rune, definitely pay attention to this one. I'm going to get into individual entries later, but the other one is going to be CRV. It has been underperforming, and I get that it's been underperforming, but that does not change the fact that Finance is one of, like, when you invest into DeFi, it's probably Rune and CRV. Let's not talk about DeFi 2.0 with Olympus and Time in Wonderland. I'm just talking about DeFi 1.0 here. CRV and Rune should be at the top of everyone's list. And I'm not going to consider coins like Chainlink, because that's really an oracle, but it's still DeFi. But do you really consider Chainlink a DeFi coin, or do you much more consider that an oracle? So food for thought. And that's going to be like my take on the two best DeFi coins to pump your money into. Of course, this does not guarantee that these are going to be money makers, but at least it is much better than investing it into something like Compound. Like, look at how this is actually terrible. Much better than something like Aave, much better than many other DeFi coins as well. Rune and CRV, like, always, those two should be at the top of your DeFi list. As for Rune entries, I'm actually looking at... By the way, if I'm speaking a little bit too loud, let me know, because I'm putting on headphones and I'm playing like techno music, like techno trance music, so I can't really hear myself speak. If I'm too loud and you want me to keep it down a bit, let me know. If the volume's perfect, let me know as well. But Rune, that's going to be my ideal, area for entry, which is somewhere give or take about $4. That's just... So right here, you have a fair value gap, right? Fair value gap, where basically you have zero price action occurring here. So market makers tend to want to fill this imbalance, because market makers are going both long and short at the same time. And if they're pumping the price up, if they're pushing the price up, then their short positions are definitely going to be in a loss. So they have to bring the price back down somehow to mitigate their positions, to cover their losses, and to build new long positions. This is the fundamental, it's just a fundamental way of how market makers work. And the sooner you learn to understand this, the better. And, it's not bearish in any way, right? You broke structure on daily, right? You broke structure on the daily. You're coming down to form a high low. Hopefully you form a new high, take out this high, take out that high. Brilliant, right? So that's my take on Rune. That's going to be the ideal entry anyways, somewhere around $3.9. And remember, always remember this. Quote it from me. Actually, I'm probably not the one who quoted this anyways, but I'm going to tell you guys. This is why you always take your profit. Because if you don't take your profit, like check this out. Imagine you went long anywhere during this spot right here. If you don't take your profit of like 3x, the market makers are going to bring it down and take it away from you. So always, always, always take your profit, right? If you don't take your profit, the market makers are going to take it from you. If you agree with this statement, type market maker in the comment section below, or just type MM again, and drop a like while you're at it. Really helps, like really, really helps out the stream, and it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. Like, really appreciate the support. I'll go through some coins later about. I'll go through, like, type in some coins that you guys think that I should take a look at, and I'll go have a look later. Of course, I'm not going to get through all of them because that would be impossible. But you know, if there's good coins that you think is good, like, you know, it's looking good. Like, don't just show me your shit coins. But if there's a coin that's looking good, you know, type it in the comment section. I'll go have a look. For now though, let me just type out something to the private group. And I'm going to set a couple of alerts. Oh wait, I was on the logarithmic chart this whole time. God damn. Yeah, set some alerts, guys. Alerts are your best friend in the markets. I cannot do what I do without alerts. Please set alerts. You will never know otherwise when the price comes close to your entry. I'm actually looking for a Bitcoin long. Was that liquidity taken out? We will find out. Let me take a look at volume, because you tend to get a volume spike heading into New York. So very soon we will start to see that. Right, so I covered Rune. Probably not going to cover CRV because it's much less interesting than, you know, compared to something like Rune, but it is at a key level at the moment, so would be a good area to go long at. In fact, I might actually add some CRV to my portfolio right now. I do like where it's at. You know, you don't have to necessarily catch the bottom, but this is just a good key level on the daily chart, and I don't see why this would be a bad purchase. You know, of course, you're going to have to set a stop loss. But I do like CRV right here. Whoa. It's HTR. Yeah, HTR isn't doing the best, is it? I'll update you guys in a bit if I'm going to be adding some CRV here, but this is definitely going to be a good level. Erwin, I have already checked your message on Twitter. I didn't message you back saying that I did not have time to get through it yet, so please be patient. I appreciate you writing out to me, but and I've already gotten back to you that I would get back to you. Anyways, Solve. You want me to take a look at Solve? Fair enough. It's not looking too bad. You can see some kind of a high-low starting to form. Again, you wanted to find support at that blue box right there, which I'm going to set an alert. Find support at blue box. Hopefully, range a bit, take out the high, take out that high, retrace, do whatever, and eventually, you know, just start reversing, something like that. This is what I would think for Solve. But that blue box right there on the daily chart, it's going to be your key level. I've set an alert, so make sure you set alert, boys. Okay, what's your plan with SPI? Am I holding my bags? I am not actually holding my bags. I set a stop loss at the all-time low, so I lost a fair bit of money, but it would have been better if I, you know, like in hindsight, you know, it was a correct decision. As I always mention, that to always set a stop loss at the all-time low so that you don't get caught up in negative price discovery. So I'm already stopped that from SPI, and I will be looking for a re-entry into SPI. But currently, you know, this is not looking pretty at all. Like, it's just not. So it's sad to see, because fundamentally I really like this coin, but it's sad to see. But do not give up hope on this though, because it's Bitcoin season right now. Remember what I said. Remember what I always teach about how during uncertain market conditions, the highest risk assets tend to go the first. So SPI and other small cap altcoins are considered the highest risk assets because they are not proven. They don't have a lot of money in them, and they do not have a very long trading history. In the case of SPI, you could say that it's pretty long, but it does not change the fact that it is an unproven sort of asset, and people might be reluctant to invest in it during uncertain market conditions. In fact, they will probably want to let go of it instead of investing in it. So that's my take. So yeah, I'm already stopped out. It's sad that I am stopped out, but you know, it is what it is. You calculate your risk. Losses should be calculated as well, so I hope that answers your question. What altcoin should we put the most money in? Personally speaking, if Bitcoin starts to move, the first things I'm going to start putting my money into is the small cap altcoins, because they tend to have like a lagging period of about a week or two behind Bitcoin. Like, they only really start to pump after everything else has finished moving, basically. So if, let's say, Bitcoin suddenly goes to 50k in the next 2 weeks, then maybe the first or second week of April, you're going to see small cap altcoins start to pump. Some of my personal favorites is going to be KDA. I really like KDA, fundamentally speaking, and the chart doesn't look that bad as well. KDA just looks bottomed out, honestly. It does help that there is some kind of a falling wedge. KDA is going to be like one of my first choices. You know, you've got PYR, same story there. Really looking good. I do think PYR is going to be a very top performer, especially coupled together with Illuvium. Illuvium is not looking like as pretty as the other two, but does not change the fact that I would be interested. I like Illuvium. I wouldn't suggest putting your... Yeah, I would suggest putting your money into this, because Illuvium game is Like the game for Illuvium is probably coming out in pretty soon. I haven't been following the happenings of Illuvium yet, but you get the idea. Yeah, IMX is sad, like really sad. It's not fun, but fundamentally it's good. Just you do not want to be investing into IMX right now. Like until it gets out of negative price discovery. Again, members of the Discord group, you should know this by now. The things that I teach, which is every time you are in negative price discovery, you always want to wait for a break of structure to the upside before you consider even getting into any coins that are negative price discovery. Always, without fail. Right, let's... This E-Gold... E-Gold is indeed forming a giant rounded bottom on the daily time frame, so this looks extremely good, honestly speaking. E-Gold, yeah, it is forming a very large rounded bottom. A very interesting coin to get into. It does help as well that there is a range high and sort of a range low. Currently you are at range low, so definitely something to pay attention to. Any thoughts on XTM? Yeah, same thing. It's in negative price discovery, so until it gets out of negative price discovery, this is not something that would be fun to touch. Let's just put it that way. Fundamentally, I like it, but you cannot deny negative price discovery. Like, just negative price discovery is not fun. DOT forever in the same range. It's actually starting to change. Because right now you're already very close to the range low, and it has a pretty similar setup. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Man, I wanted to call a BTC long. I was expecting a purge of the lows before. I think that could be the bottom for Bitcoin today. For this week, I mean until Wednesday, that could be the bottom right there. I will be looking to get into Bitcoin. Again, I'm reacting to price action almost. I'm not trying to jump into conclusions before price action forms, but I think that could be the bottom for Bitcoin. I will update you guys in a bit. Thank you for the stream. You watched the replay. You're very welcome. I will try to stream more often. Do you guys appreciate the streams, or would you rather me, you know, just make pre-recorded videos? Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see more streams, or you know, would like a short and sweet sort of analysis video be more up your alley. VeChain. Let's take a look at VeChain. Somebody said VeChain is looking bullish. VeChain, let's see here. Yeah, pretty. Oh, wow. Okay. I like this. Thank you for bringing this one up. Oh yeah, I like this a lot. It's a very similar setup to HTR, so could be something that we could get in on. Wow, okay, yeah, this is beautiful. I like this. It's very similar to HTR, which is why I taken it. Yeah, I think we get into VeChain. VeChain's very nice. Ideally we would have got in there, stop below the lows and target the next high, so that would have been there. So that would have been the setup. Or if you want to play it longer, that would have been the setup. But I don't know if we will retrace back to the entry. It doesn't seem like we will. So hopefully, because we have equal highs over here during a purge of there, come back down. I think that's where we enter. Either that or when we retest the POC, like the developing POC over there. Developing POC is about 0.462. We will see how it goes. I'm definitely setting a couple of alerts so that I don't forget about this because I'm on stream. Send a link to the Discord, please. Yeah, sure. Okay, time to get into some coins that you guys are talking about. I'm seeing Chainlink come up a lot. I see a lot of Solana as well, so let's do Chainlink and Solana. Definitely does not look the prettiest on the USDT chart, but if you take a look at the BTC chart, you can see that it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. This is my take. I think I recently did an analysis on Chainlink. By the way, guys, to those of you watching the stream at this point, go check out on my video. Like recently, I did a series of long-term analysis videos on Chainlink, AVAX, Solana. I think I did it on Polkadot as well. Go check out those videos. It's very, very, very value packed. I don't really show my videos if I do not believe that they are absolutely amazing. Go check out those long-term analysis because of the way that I say, like, YouTube does not like you people on YouTube do not like informative stuff, right? You don't like it when I go deep into stuff. Like, it never gets views. So yeah, it's a pity really, because like the most informative, deep dive sort of videos gets the least views, which is sad. So make sure you check out the long-term analysis videos. It's very value packed. But this is my take on Chainlink. On BTC, it looks very good. So whenever you find yourself looking at a dead end in terms of the USDT chart, take a look at the BTC chart. It will paint a different picture and you can see things much more clearer. You can see that right there is the bottom. So we've been in a range for basically the better part of 2 years, 1.5 years at this point. So this is my take. I do think Chainlink has a very good potential to start reversing soon, and reversing hard. hyperinflation video is awesome. Thank you so much for watching that, and thank you for the feedback. I'll come up with episode 2 sometime this week. I'm thinking because, like, the thing about these videos is, honestly, the slides take so long to do. If I didn't have to do slides, I could pump those videos out quick. Like, do you guys have any easy ways for me to get slides done? Like, you know, I do slides because I want to visualize things for you guys, but like at the end of the day, I could get those videos out quick if I wasn't doing slides. Right, so we talked about Chainlink, we're going to talk about Solana. Solana, same story. I've drew this block out a while ago, and this is the bottom block, in my opinion. This is a good area to accumulate Solana. Either this or at about $66, that's going to be pretty much very close to the bottom for Solana. In fact, if you get to $66 on Solana, that is the place. That is the place you buy. And that's my take on Solana. Right now, it's at a very good accumulation zone. Notice the fair value gap over here. Notice the fair value gap over here that you just filled. Currently, this is a bullish order block. So yeah, very, very beautiful. Let me just type a couple of things. Let me just take a look at Chainlink for a bit. I mean, okay, so I've done Chainlink, I've done Solana. Let's take a look. Is there any other coins that you guys would want me to do? How about LTC? Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Right, talking about Litecoin, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Oh my. Ooh, that is not pretty. That is very not pretty. Can you imagine it, boys? Litecoin has just went into negative price discovery against Bitcoin. Oh my. I mean, on USD, no, not really yet, but on Bitcoin though. Oof. Yeah, this is it's not pretty. You could argue that now would be a good time to cut your losses on Litecoin, except for the fact that there is a very key zone of demand on the daily chart and the higher time frames over here between $95 to give or take about $75. So on the basis of this, I wouldn't give up on Litecoin just yet. So if you're interested in Litecoin, I would add some at 95 and 75, 95, 85 and 75, but Bitcoin chart does not look good. But on the basis of this, I won't give up on it just yet, if you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. Ultimately though, you want the performance of any altcoin to be better than Bitcoin. You want the performance of the altcoin to be on an uptrend against Bitcoin, because sure, everything can perform well against USD, but the true sort of gauge of the altcoin's performance is how does it compare to Bitcoin. So you always want to look for coins to outperform Bitcoin, because that's the real gauge. Going with this theory, you would just be better off ignoring Litecoin altogether. But if you already had Litecoin, then you know, if you wanted to add it, If you wanted to add to your positions, that's how I would approach it. But to those of you who do not hold Litecoin, I would suggest probably not getting involved with Litecoin until it breaks out of the negative price discovery that is present on the Bitcoin chart. Man, listening to some Boris Brekia, not really sure how to pronounce that name, during a stream is lit. And I shall take a very short break to the washroom, so in the meantime, please drop a like on the video, and I'll be right back. Right, what's up everybody? I'm seeing a lot of comments about FTM, and understandably so. Something happened yesterday, I believe, that caused it to, take a straight dump. But I'd say there's no reason to panic. The more people panic sell because of something that seemingly does not matter, such as a team member leaving when they have like 40 members in a company. I don't know why people are panicking in the first place. Nothing changes about FTM's fundamentals. Nothing definitely changes about FTM's technicals. I've talked about this before on my Twitter, which, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, by the way, please do. Like, sharing a lot of trades on there, and stuff that I wouldn't talk about on YouTube. For example, over here, ignore other lines, and you can see there's a range low, there's a range high. You buy at range low, you target range high. Exactly where it is right now. Is FTM a good investment right now? I would say so. But yeah, nothing changes about the technicals, nothing changes about the fundamentals. I don't know why people are freaking out so much, honestly. In fact, I might actually just, enter into FTM soon. We will see how it goes though. set a couple of alerts. Don't want to make any hasty decisions while on the live stream. I'm gonna have a look at them later. Algo. Yeah, looking good, coming back to very key levels. In fact, you have touched key levels. This looks a lot like ADA actually, if you think about it. The fact that there's so many equal lows, that it just looks so juicy to be taken out. Algo. Let's take a look at Algo. So we're taking a look at Algo. There's a lot of very clearly defined areas for Algo if you think about it. FTM has not double topped, my friend. That is simply just market makers' liquidity games, right? You have to fill in the fair value gaps. You have to fill in the imbalances. Come back to an area of value for the market makers. That's how things work, my friend. That's how things work. Yeah, I actually like Algo. Pretty bullish. So, after going through this entire stream, I'm sort of have a conclusion that the best coins to get into at the moment would be Algo. I'm going to put on Algo. Seeing how it's like at a very key level at the moment, I actually really like it. So Algo's definitely up there. Yeah, Algo's up there. I'm not going to give the exact entry yet though. So Algo is going to be 1, that's for sure. VeChain looks exceptionally good. Solana would do very well as well. Chainlink, on the basis that it is at such a key level against Bitcoin, would do really well as well. So as well as eGold. eGold would be good. So sort of like the top 5 altcoins that you can get in today. Conclusion would be Algo, VeChain, Solana, Chainlink. Solana less so, but Chainlink for sure. And what is it? eGold. eGold looks pretty decent. But the top 3 would definitely be Algo, VeChain. The top 2 actually. Algo and VeChain, and HTR, which I am in right now. HTR, I love this setup. How beautiful is this one? Just beautiful. If you guys don't see this, right, you better. It's good stuff. This does not get more pretty than this. Posted a tweet on Twitter, so remember to follow me on Twitter. Seriously, if I'm not live streaming, if I'm not on YouTube, that's where I'll be. This is just textbook beautiful. Same thing goes for VeChain. VeChain, Algo, and HTR. You heard it here first. How about Dusk? I got into Dusk. We traded this here. We went long there. And yeah, this is just to show you what this setup can do. And actually, this setup has 2 lessons that I can teach you guys. 3 lessons, actually. Firstly, the initial breakout out of the trend line is never often the case. Superb, or the best entry, if you know what I mean. The initial entry right there oftentimes does not tend to work out. So most breakouts tend to go for a retest of the trend line, such as over here. That is the retest. So during the retest, that is going to be the ideal entry to get into it, because again, this ties into market makers mitigating the positions and whatnot, but textbook, right? This is textbook. So I would say that a breakout has like a 50-50 chance of succeeding, maybe 60-40. But a retest oftentimes has like an 80% win rate. So you go for the retest and you target previous highs. This is how I always approach breakouts. So that's a previous high, that's a previous high, that's a previous high, that's a previous high. And you always set your profit in partials, right? You never want to just take it in one big lump sum, because that's not how smart traders do it. So take it in partials, right? At every key TP level, just take some, right? And in terms of TP levels, right? What's like the best TP levels? That's up to you, right? You have your own plan before you dive into a trade. So many people I see dive into a trade first and then come up with a plan. I'm like, the hell are you doing? You're supposed to have a plan first before diving into the trade, right? If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. It is not more true than in something as risky, in a market as risky as crypto. So please, like, if there's one thing you take away from this, have a set stop loss, have set TPs, and have a set entry, and why you want to go into that entry before you dive into the trade, right? And the reason for getting into the trade should not be, oh, it looks good here. I know I say that a lot, but I've been doing this for a while, so something that looks good to me, it's pretty evident right off the bat. For you, maybe you might want to talk about, maybe for you might want to think about, hey, I'm getting into this because it's retesting the trend line and I think it's going to do good. Where should I place the stop? Maybe you place a stop below a previous low. Maybe you place a stop below that low over there because that's the key low and that's going to be my target. How is it going to work out? How is the risk management going to be? Stuff like that. You just have a plan before you dive into things. When you don't have a plan, that's really how you get your account blown up. So if that's one thing you take away from this, take that. And the third lesson that I want to teach, looking at this setup, is the fact that you always want to take your profit, otherwise the market makers are going to take it from you. Take a look at this. You went up by pretty much, if you caught the exact bottom, like heck, even if you didn't catch the exact bottom, let's say you got in there, that would have been a 35% move. But if you did not take your profit, it would have came back to stop you out, right? So take your profit or the market makers are going to take it from you. Yeah, somebody commented, no plan, no moon. Exactly. Taking a look at Luna, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's in a beautiful position to go long right now because this is a bullish order block and I think Luna could make a push for a new all-time high from this point onwards. Just bam, right to the moon, to $150 and beyond. Just so happens that there's a falling wedge here as well. Let me check if there is a level 3 formation. I don't really think so. This could be level 1. Over here is level 2. So level 3 will come somewhere between $140. So yeah, I am calling the top for Luna somewhere about $140 to $160. I think that's where the level 3 formation is going to form, and that's when you retrace. So if you hold any Luna bags, you're going to want to take your profit at about those levels, 140 to 160. I would personally go with 140 though. But otherwise, yeah, it's looking good. You just tested a bullish order block, and by all conventional standards, you should be going up from this point onwards. Especially when you consider the fact that there's so much liquidity up here with so many equal highs. Yeah, it's just prime liquidity that looks to be, that you can take out, right? This is how you use order blocks to identify higher lows for you to get into trades following the momentum of the institutional traders. So this is called institutional sponsorship. This is how you use order blocks to your advantage to get precise entries. And talking about precise entries, back in the private Discord group, I caught a limit long on Luna at 45. Same exact theory right there. And back then, I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a video about Luna getting absolutely rejected over here, right back here. I don't know if you guys remember that video, but perfect rejection. And I said the bottom is going to come at 45, and perfect, right? If you guys took this trade let me know, because that's like one of the most spot on trades that I've done in a while. So for those of you who are interested, check out the private Discord group in the description box below. Should be pretty worthwhile. Yeah, people are talking about DXY and commodities being absolutely like pumping right now, which makes sense. Like I totally understand it. Gold is 2k plus. I think gold is 2k, but still, yeah, doesn't change the fact. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I talked about this yesterday as well. Like the fact that gold is going to make a new all-time high. It's going to probably be at 2,500 before you know it, because of how uncertain market conditions are right now. So yeah, gold, commodities, it's just a telling tale of what's to come, which is a recession. Like, I think this year is going to be the year of the recession. But is that going to stop crypto? I don't think so. It will in the short term, but macro-wise, not at all. Like, it's really not going to affect crypto for a few reasons. You look at what happened recently in the European countries, and when everything went to absolute trash and when everything went into absolute just chaos and madness, what was the thing that allowed people to be able to purchase food and shelter and supplies for themselves? It's not the currencies, right? It's the cryptocurrencies that people had in their ledgers that were the most reliable. So there's two ways to think about it. So during recession, sure, risky assets might be the first one to go, but at the same time, during a market recession, people tend to look for other things to park their money into, something that will give them a good return, or at least hold the value of their money, which you could argue crypto is absolutely not the best way to do that because of how volatile it is. But at the same time, again, just on the flip side, there's a lot of utility that crypto can bring, and I do think it's going to survive. I think that right there, that 1 minute right there, I could probably turn that into a short. Should probably tell my video editor to cut out some parts of the live stream and make some shorts from there. Would be a pretty good idea. Yeah, commodities are really pumping right now. I think my VeChain alert rang, but I didn't notice it. Okay, so VeChain is coming down a little bit. So that's probably going to be an entry right there. Either that or 5% or 1%. That's the question, yeah. I think I'll go for 5%. It's much less, it's much safer. VeChain. Algo is a little bit tougher because, you know, you don't really have like a clear area to get into. So I'm not going to call Algo yet, but Algo definitely looks pretty primed. I think I talked about Luna already. Luna looks good. AVAX though. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX less so, but yeah, less so. But still good. Less so, but still good, because you just perched liquidity here, so there's a chance that you could go straight up to. Yeah, actually, AVAX. Yeah, add that to the fucking list. I said the F word. Man, how do you guys stop yourself from not cursing? Such a hard thing to do. Anyways, yeah, you know, these are the live trades that I'm giving right now. I sound like a young coins kid. Who's that? What's a coins kid? Anyways, I think I have accomplished the objective of today, which is to come up with a list of coins that I think is going to perform well over the course of the next, you know, couple of days. So I think I've managed to successfully do that. Was this video help? If this video was helpful for you too so far, let me know as well. Cream Finance, sure. Oh, hey, that's a nice pump. Oh, there's not actually much price action for me to work with here. So basically you want to look for this area to go long. If you want to narrow it down, somewhere about there. So key areas are going to be at about $37 and $40. So if you get back to these two areas, that's going to be an area for a long. And if you break below 29, you're very likely going to go into negative price discovery. So set a hard stop loss at 29. But otherwise, some TPs. Assuming that's the top, and that's the. Let's assume that's the top, and that's the bottom right there. That's your TPs. As you can see, you got clearly like just immediately rejected at the 1.131. Yeah, these are some TPs that I'm marking out. Hopefully you're going to mark them down on your own chart. But that's my take. That's my take on Cream Finance. That's the all-time high TP targets. As for the non-all-time high TP targets, somewhere there and somewhere there. So that's my analysis on Cream Finance. Hopefully something like this happens. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, something like that. Hopefully something like that happens, but that's the take. Anyways, boys, I'm gonna end it here. If you guys appreciate what I do, check out the Twitter, like this video, and comment down in the comment section below if you appreciate stuff like this. Hopefully I've prepared you guys for the rest of this week. And more importantly, if you're interested to step up your trading game, check out the private Discord group. The link is in the description box below. Both Patreon and the website works. If you're not interested, don't do it. But if you're interested, I'll see you inside.